Thinking to myself is life has a funny way. I always say life has a funny way of humbling people, but life has a funny way of humbling me. And I remember, every time I've been humbled, the first time I got humbled was obviously in college. I felt like I was untouchable. I was doing things I ain't had no business doing. And I felt like I was untouchable, and God reached out and let me know that I'm not untouchable. And I was able to receive the message. But, after college, I went through a super long depression, and I always say you got to be smart about your stupid, because no matter what age you are, you're going to do stupid shit, and that's why I like to tell people I'm not perfect. Don't put me on a pedestal. I'm a regular person, we all go through our trials and tribulations in life, man. And for me, you all see my life through the spectator view, but I can say now 2025 was probably the worst year of my life. I was humbled. And I'm thankful for it, though, because I've been through it. I know I'm going to come out on top. But it's a funny thing how sometimes you have to take 2 steps back to go 10 steps forward. And as I pivot in my life again, while keeping bodybuilding, my daily assignments and my routines have changed. I just recently went back to training at 5 in the morning again, because that was something that initially got me going in my fitness journey. And through competing over the past couple of years, I've had the luxury of being able to train whenever I want. And now, I don't want to say I don't have that luxury, because I do still have the luxury. But since I've gotten back from Japan, it's been a struggle for me to get back into a consistent routine. So I'm going back to training at 5 in the morning, and I'm training with my wife to help enhance our bond. My wife is my childhood friend. I met her in 1998. I've known her almost 30 years. I've known her more than my entire life. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thankful for her. I'm thankful for my family. And it's interesting this time around being humbled, because I know I'm going to come out on top. Because I have to get this out. And, well, there were quite a few things that humbled me this past year. But the main thing that humbled me was losing my best friend 2 days before New Year's. And I was driving down to North Carolina to spend time with him and my mom, because over the past 3 months, we had been in constant communication between him and my other brother. I have 2 really close friends. I don't call them my friends. They're my brothers. They both lived with me at one point in my life. And the brother that I lost lived with me in high school for 2 years. It was the best 2 years of my life. And losing him at the end of the year was gut-wrenching. There aren't words to describe it, because my birthday was last Friday, and we talked, and I wanted to tell him I was coming down to visit him, but I wanted to surprise him. I like to surprise him and just pop up on him. And I'm killing myself for not telling him that I was coming down to visit him. But I know God works in mysterious ways. I didn't know, everything that he was struggling with and going through. And, after, we found out he was gone, to find out his conditions, it was tough, If I knew then what I know now, I would have gave him my last. So over the past 3 years, I've lost 2 brothers, and I took a big hit. That's why I say, life has a funny way of humbling me. So I'm taking everything in stride. And when I lost my uncle and my brother in 2023, I dedicated the rest of that year to them. I'm dedicating the rest of this year to my brother Will. And, you know, sometimes we need to be humbled. And I needed to be humbled. And I respect it and I understand it. I can't say I'm a religious person. I'm a spiritual person. I believe in God and I believe in my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And I understand when I'm being spoken to. And again, you know, the last time I was humbled, I came out on top, but I went through a long stage of depression. And I can feel it. And, you know, sometimes they say God creates a storm not to crash your life, but to create a path. And everything that's happened to me in 2025, I deserved. And everything that has happened, and I have to move forward, but I will not ever forget my brother Will. And, you know, I take my humble pie with the best of them, you know. I just really wanted to get that off my chest because, you know, 2026 is going to be a phenomenal year, and I'm going to look back on this video in a year and see how much farther I've gotten with making a sacrifice of taking a few steps back to take 10 steps forward, you know. I dropped all of my personal training clients to spend more time here at Project One to help create and show you guys what an amazing company this is, what amazing products these are, and amazing people as well behind the scenes, you know. So, you know, get ready for more from Dougie Flexx, Project One Nutrition. You guys have a good one.